Okay, so this last example of synthetic division, it's going to be one where it has zero coefficients, like what we saw when we did long division. So I first checked that the A has a 1 in front, or an imaginary 1, so that we're able to use synthetic division. But before I do my box and my line, if you look here, just like in long division, you're supposed to make sure they don't skip exponents. So after a to the fourth, you usually have a to the third, then a squared, then a before your constant. So here we start with 4a to the fourth, but you'll notice they skipped a to the third. Since they did that, just with like long division, you're going to put a 0 in its place. And then the a squared has the 2 in front, the a has the -4, and then our constant's the +12. So we're just rewriting it with a 0 placeholder, because in long division, if you don't do, just like in long division, if you don't do that, you're going to get the incorrect answer. So now I can do my box and my line. In my little box, since I have a +2 here, I would change the sign. Here I put a -2. Then the top row, I'm going to put my coefficients. So I have a 4, a 0, a 2, a -4, and a 12. So the 0 is real important, because if you don't have it there, you're actually going to get the wrong answer. Now I'll bring down my 4. -2 times 4 is -8. 0 minus 8 is -8. -2 times -8 is +16. 2 plus 16 is 18. 18 times -2 is -36. -4 and -36 will give me -40. And then -40 times -2 is +80. So when I add these, I get 92. Remember, this last number is going to be our remainder when we write down our answer. So when I write down my answer, I start with a 4. Since this one begins with a to the fourth, I go one down to a cubed. Then -8. After a cubed is a squared. Then +18. After a squared is 8. And then my -40. Since my remainder is positive, I'm going to put a plus. My remainder goes in the numerator, and then the a plus 2 that we were dividing by goes in the denominator. So that would be our answer for this question. Now, let's say that you do your synthetic division, and for example, let's say here we got a 0 somewhere in our answer, okay? Write it with a 0 first. So like here we would have 4a cubed minus 8a squared plus 0a minus 40. So you would want to write it like that first so you can look at it. But then when you're simplifying, now that 0a doesn't have to be there. So you could just write it without the 0a. So this you only do if you get a 0 in your answer when you're doing the synthetic division. Okay?